All right, I'm here on behalf of Youngry here at LA Techweek. I'm with Ajay Shah. Nice to meet you officially.
Yeah.
AJ has a specialty in the AR space, augmented reality. And first question I have to ask is, can you tell me a little bit about your past and what led you into the AR space today?
Sure. So we started in 3D printing. So we kind of ended up into augmented reality kind of by just circumstance and multiple pivots. So in 2014, when 3D printing started to cliff, we decided to look at different things that we could do, and we got into scanning technology. So we partnered with a company called Autodesk, $16 billion company, got invited to their cloud accelerator program, found out about a multitude of new technologies that they were working on, seeing where the future was going, and jumped into augmented reality based on that.
Okay.
Yeah.
And where do you see the augmented reality space right now? I think Pokemon Go made it
Obviously.
really blow up.
Yeah.
That's where everyone really found out, I'd say, the mainstream.
Probably the greatest thing to happen for my company.
Right.
So, excuse me. So yeah, so with augmented reality, what we really see and what we're focusing on, our aspect, is animations in 3D. So we want to be able to augment an object, have it in full 3D, have it in front of you, and then be able to manipulate it in 3D. So if you're going to spin it, turn it around sideways, or even walk around it. And so the ideal use case of that would be, say, take like an IKEA furniture or something, do it yourself. You have the blueprint at home on how to assemble it. Instead, you just scan a QR code, pulls up the entire model. It self-assembles in front of you. You can pause it at any time, walk around in full 360, zoom into it, drive all the way into the model as if you're walking through the walls to see anything you want.
Wow, that's incredible.
Yeah.
So is there anything you're looking for right now in your company as far as entrepreneurs or AR specialists that are kind of rising through the ranks? How can an early stage entrepreneur or an entrepreneur in general get involved in the AR space?
Yeah, I mean, it's a very burgeoning space. There's a lot to be done. How we got into it is obviously we partnered with a bigger company called Autodesk. So I would suggest finding companies that are playing in the space. Because it's so nascent in where it's going to be and where it's going to go, there's a lot to be done in the space. So finding niches within the greater realm is probably, so like if, for example, Pokemon Go and gaming, there's specific gaming aspects for it. We focus mainly on the enterprise level, so we focus on business and offshore. So we won't be into gaming as much. Right. But if someone's trying to get into it, find that niche. What are you passionate about? And find the augmented reality use cases for that, right? And then focus on those.
Right. And you mentioned there's a couple different niches. Obviously, enterprise at your level and the gaming industry with Pokemon Go. What other niches can entrepreneurs break?
So there's obviously B2C, right? So business to consumer is, you could tend that to gaming, but you could also tend that in fashion, retail, any number of verticals where consumers are constantly playing with things that they want augmented into their reality, right? So for a moment there, we were dealing with a large eyewear company and augmenting sunglasses onto your face. So these are the types of things that people can do in grand scale for things that they're passionate about for B2C.
Okay. And one of Lorenzo, who also works at Youngry's, favorite questions is, out of all the books you've read, what would you recommend the most as far as business, AR, or entrepreneurship as a whole?
There's a lot that come to mind. One of the most influential books that I've read was Robert Greene's 48 Laws of Power. Okay. I think that's one that's not quoted quite often, so I will suggest that one. It just gives people a lot of perspective on what it takes to play at this level and to get clients and build a company.
Okay, and then the last question, obviously you've had an amazing entrepreneurial journey that is now in the AR space. With the AR space aside, what is the one piece of advice that you would give to any early stage entrepreneur or entrepreneur in general that's listening right now?
Yeah, so my advice that I'm giving these days is sunlight before cell phone. And what that means is when you wake up naturally with the light. Don't see the cell phone as the first thing in the morning that you see. We get very plugged in technologically. Being very heavily tech myself, I find it's the best way to actually start my day is actually have the sunlight hit my eyes, and I do like a grounding 20-minute walk before I touch technology.
That is an amazing and very contrarian piece
compared
to what we've heard. So thank you for your time.
Absolutely.
Great to have you on.
Thank you. Appreciate that.